Hey guys,
and
how's
like
it going?
me
Melly
and
here,
the music.
and because of our guild not letting us
Oh my
do
god, I just
Discord
died. No game
on
sound. I can
the
fix it later.
stream anymore, I am going to hopefully once a week do these live
Oh,
commentaries on these
just pull that
fights,
somehow.
so that so it's not as naked the sounds, but as you can see here, we're one tanking this fights now because the vengeance is just so high. If you are able to one tank, DK is really good. I think warrior apparently is the most DPS if they're one tanking this, but DK is just fine. So what to do with your off tank? I personally feel like if with your off tank, it's a good idea for the off tank to just focus on painting. If you see here, we're so focused on stacking right now. Our painting is so bad, right? It's like it's 76%, and we have like 10% to go before it resets. So we could have definitely painted more.
Gonna use wall soon.
So that
wall now.
that's just overall raiders needing to do this better, you know? So this little storm right there, did not use a personal. But I'm trying to paint twice every time I am the off tank because I don't do damage anyway. I'm painting twice. I could have done a better job in painting the first time and shitting on my boots, but it's fine.
People are not painting.
So I even paint 3 times here. Me alone, I did, 21 stacks of this. So it's only 100%. So people it helps people if you paint well and you have someone painting extra, because a fifth of it is painted by one person. You know what I mean? So you're just pumping here, but DPS is going to get higher and higher, and the stacks will quote unquote matter less, but it's still really important for every single person to paint once.
What dropped?
And you can have a healer paint too. If you're 5 healing this stuff and you have Resto Druid, you can ideally 4 heal that, as in the guild we 4 heal it. But yeah, you see here Feng. I think Feng is just such a cool fight with a lot of mechanics. Same with Spirit Kings, but it's just much simpler, and it's such a feel good fight. But he's gonna cast. He usually casts Resonance first, and Velocity next. But sometimes he'll switch them around, so it's really annoying. But here, Velocity, everyone stacks in, but the Resonance targets. So he still hasn't casted it. Look at this. It's so annoying, right? Anyway, we are just pumping here, and 75% he should be swapping soon.
You want to keep boss like this?
And he doesn't, right? Look at this. Okay. He doesn't swap. So like, it's so weird, this fight, right? Sometimes it does swap, sometimes it doesn't swap. But at this point in the phase, if your tanks are geared enough, your main tank should really be just almost single tanking 3 to 4 stacks, and then your off tank and taunt. As long as your off tank is like getting vengeance somehow, like with me, I intervened the tank, as you just see 5 seconds ago I did it. As long as your off tank is kind of like willing to sacrifice their DPS and making sure your vengeance is kind of up there with intervening and sometimes taunting, but
counting 3, 2, 1.
Anyway, so one thing I want to say is that I feel like it's a good idea for you to review your gameplay sometimes to like find out what you're doing wrong and what you can improve on. UI wise, like it can always be improved, right? So like right here, my boss frames is on the right side of the screen. That's fine. But when there's multiple bosses, your boss frames will be covered by the MRT right there with the mana cooldowns and mana. So I wouldn't really have to really think about this unless I watched it, right? So I'm watching it back. So like now I'm going to move that to the far left, which is what I had before, but I just want to try something new on the right. But every week, there's something new. right here, I target the druid who is soaking to get the shroud, to get the stun, to reverse the stun so that we stun epicenter. And it's a really good idea to communicate with the druid when you're soaking and when you're not soaking, so that they can just like
My thing is not up for
use their iron
5
bark
seconds.
or whatever, bark skin,
I'll probably have to be the next one.
whenever they're actually soaking this fist thing.
I need to channel
You see Solus here? He went bear form to soak. He didn't really need to soak that, you know what I mean? And this epicenter, I mean, you still have a barrier, so it's fine.
You didn't get
So
hit.
as you see here,
You
he
get hit by
didn't
that.
eat the fist right there. I was reversing him. He didn't eat the get hit, so I didn't get it. So we just use a barrier here. It's fine. Making sure everyone gets in the barrier is really important here, because the epicenter causes a 75% less damage, less hit on the raid. But the stun is always the best bet, because
If he doesn't move to flame, you have to soak one more Solus.
But communicating is really important. That's why you're on
we're good.
Discord, right? You want to communicate. Here we go. We go to Fireface. We just tell the people to go wherever. I mean, the boss is so low already. Like, you should not have to make a decision of like where to go. But as long as you go one side, it's fine, because the barrier should be up to
execute.
soak the draw flame anyway. So yeah, I mean, I'm not raid leading in this guild, but it's good for a tank to always clean up your UI, like I was saying before. It's just the clarity is so important as a tank and as a raid leader, to like watch the raid, know what cooldowns are up. So, you know, work on cleaning up your MRT, try different things is really important.
At least there's music.
And
Yeah, I'll fix that.
yeah, I mean, I usually, back in the day, I had the damage meters on the left side of the screen, and it's just like so cluttery. Now I move it to the bottom right, and it's just nice and clean, right? Like, I don't even have to pay attention to it. Anyway, another thing about reviewing game tape is just getting better with everything, right? So my problem watching this, and I recorded this once and I didn't record my voice. It's just wasted 40 minutes, but I feel that like I'm not keeping shield slam on cooldown as much as I can, and I just feel like, you know, like on this fight, for example, I'm not taunting as much as shit. I'll be right back 1 second. This is live, so I gotta, you know, do something. Okay. Anyway, yeah, my cat.
Are we still letting me die when I
my
go down?
cats will eat the other cat's food, so I gotta lock him in the bathroom when his food comes out from the feeder. Anyway, yeah, on this fight, like, I'm not taunting as much as I should, so my vengeance is not as high as it should. I did find out that there's kind of a bug on this fight where when you taunt as off tanks, when Voodoo Doll sometimes is not up, you'll just straight up taunt the boss. In the other run, in my other, in the YouTube channel, the run before this, as I labeled Warrior 1. So that run, I was able to taunt off the Voodoo Doll before the banishment, and the other tank did not get banished. So it's interesting tech, and it definitely has some validity in trying to do it, but it's not a big deal. This fight is whatever. In my GDP, we have the first group kill the Severs. After that, no more Sever killing. We just let the tanks die. They come back up. It's completely fine. Anyway, when I'm tanking this, I try to chain all my cooldowns as much as I can. So I always have shield block up. If I don't have shield block up, I'll call for something else. Just to lessen the damage in the raid, especially more and more into the fights. We are taking more and more damage from these shadowy minions through the fight, right? So right here in this guild, we just kill all Severs.
DPS is so high anyway, but I definitely could have stayed there longer. What I should have done, I feel like, is about 10 seconds of my time to kill the red hand sever, which is the one that only I get to see. So I should like kind of kill the other Shadow Moon minions and then leave 10 seconds to kill the red sever. And I came up and I didn't taunt the boss. Because of the bug, I was a little wary this run to taunt, but kind of have figured it out is as long as I'm looking at the raid frames and there's voodoo dolls out, I can taunt, right? So the raid leader is calling chaining cooldowns here because at 25% he hits faster and he does 50% more damage. So it's a good idea to just chain cooldowns here. For the tank and for the raid, we have, you know, Smoke Bomb up, Devo Aura still up. We have a Link up, and we're just gonna try to use it as we go here. But yeah, this is a pretty simple fight now, but back in the day it was very difficult. So I'm very glad this is very doable at this stage, because it was
double weapon.
This was one of the double weapon here. It's crazy. Anyway, Spirit Kings, it's a long fight. If you're progressing on Spirit Kings, I would say the biggest important thing is saving your lust for 30% on this first boss.
Man. Like, it's just
that helps a lot. Obviously, you know, in this,
it's just not a good server.
In this guild run where DPS is so high that it just changes a lot of the fights, right? Like, he's already 30%, hasn't even cast a second annihilate or shield yet. Whereas in GDP, like, we get a second annihilate, second shield before he comes out. But right here, taunt the boss as fast as possible in, so people can look at where volley is. Here's a shield. So usually that volley comes with annihilate, but in this guild run it's not. So it's really important to kind of stack them close so people can see where things are happening.
Execute the boss here. Let's pillage anyway. So
I believe we didn't have a combat rogue in this run, so
he's gonna pick up this boss now. So
we just use 2 stuns every time on Sabutai. Really important for this to kind of centralize now and spread out. You see these idiots are not spread out.
For these guys,
they were greedy. Thankfully, the mage had a block there. But I feel like in your guild groups and little less optimized groups, it's a good idea to have just bop the first one to get it on cooldown. And maybe you have a red paladin, a prot paladin or something. You have multiple bops, just use them all, right? Like, the more DPS on this boss, the faster it goes away, the less pin downs there are, right? So
I'm watching for volley.
He was rolling around for arrow. Perfect right there. And then this guy did not save his blink. It's fine though, we kill it. So after pin down, there's always a volley. We don't have mic up here, but we tell people to bait away. So just stay away from the pin down vector, and then afterwards you can
good to use cooldowns when there's a new boss coming out soon.
Have you seen my hunter video? I'm instantly on those pin downs, you know, unless we're calling for bop, they're gonna just be lonely and stay pinned down forever. So the faster it dies, technically more rate DPS there is, because there's one more DPS. I could have pulled this boss in faster, but I was trying to get the kickoff and I just kind of got stuck there, but it's okay. Just spreading out here, executing the boss. Here's yeah. So those minions, those undying shadows in this phase, they target the closest person and fixate on them. Okay, so when they come alive, you just gotta make sure you're next to them. If you're like a hunter, there's a shield going off. Some idiot hit it. I think it was, I don't know, it was like either a mage or something that procced it. That's fine though. But every time we proc a shield, some shit happens. Like, people die. Yeah, we just had like 2-3 deaths just now. So just
please, if you're a raider, just please pay attention to that Shield of Darkness timer. Like you just wait until all the sacks are gone and then you can hit it, right? Like there's no way to greet it. No need to greet it. At this point, we're just kicking, looking for shields. What I do for shield, I just literally, as a melee, I run away from the boss. So you have no chance of hitting it. Right now, like the hunters, they're trying to get next to those dark spots on the ground so that it fixates on them. They're the best kiters because they can DPS on the move, right? So I wish this game there were more DPS on the move enabled casters and stuff, because like it should all be even, right? You see the hunters are topping DPS because they can DPS on the move, and mages can kind of, but warlocks and boomkins cannot, and it's kind of annoying. But it's almost 30%, so I'm looking at the left side of my screen. The thing is spinning up, so he's out. This Mang boss, he starts with his tank damage phase, so I'm paying attention to his energy generally on my frames, but you can always also pay attention to the Foji on the the middle right of my screen, middle top right. 130% more damage. I'm calling for external because I have nothing else.
Paints Emilio.
Shield of Darkness doesn't really matter. I'm just using my single target on this Mang because I'm trying to get threat on it, so I don't have to worry about it anymore. Maddening Shouts. So this is a very scary Maddening Shout here, but you know, it's fine. So as long as people are not slowing others on Maddening Shouts, I know Glaive Toss slows, but it's not that bad. But as long as you're not spreading your dots and diseases on Maddening Shout, your rate should be fine. It is very important to kind of have these reflect phase Maddening Shouts be cooldowns. You'll see in the next few, not this one, but probably the one after, they line up together, and it's really nasty. So using like a rallying cry or like a link, it's pretty nice. Look, there's reflect phase, end of reflect phase, and this Maddening Shout, and everyone's half health is scary. So thankfully we had a rallying cry there. But yeah, once you get to this phase of the boss, it should be pretty easy, and just, you know, burn it down at this point. In my GP, we're getting to like the 10-minute timer, so it's still fine, but you know, DPS helps. We still have 3 minutes left on Enrage here in this skilled run. Yeah, at this point, I'm kind of looking to get these shadows. Look, I'm running these shadows because I'm off tank. I don't do much damage anyway. I'm just kiting this, right? The raid leader is calling just kite the ads and kill the boss. That's just what we're doing, right? I can just kite the bad. Everyone else can kill the boss. Done. Spirit Kings. I think Spirit Kings is interesting boss. It definitely tests your raid's ability to understand mechanics, but you know,
With enough pulls, it should die.
here's Elegon. Elegon, I feel like this week, Elegon, with the amount of DPS we're doing, is so smooth. You'll see later, but like getting less and less protector helps. As off tank here, I'm getting thrown on the protector, dragging it kind of in the middle, but just, you know, for the dots to spread onto this ad, and I'm running out at like 50%, 60%, right? Ideally, I get this out at 25% as quick as possible. Right here, I dragged it out. Thankfully, it didn't cast anything. Sometimes this protector ad will cast some shit and it'll stop, and it's really annoying. Here, I use shield wall and shield barrier so I don't get stunned. You see this? Perfect. Shield block, shield barrier, you never get stunned. The healers, the hunters are still out there, so.
So I need to stand on the right side of the room to thunderclap.
I've only had experiences on this fight as a hunter and a warrior, but as a hunter, you can multi-shot the middle mob on your side, and as a warrior, you can thunderclap.
I see here a thunderclap that's on my side. And I believe we reset every two sets here. The second set we reset and we don't reset again. We kill 3 more sets. It's completely fine. The if you're a raid leader, you're planning cooldowns, you want to plan your cooldowns for the first 2 sets of ads because you haven't reset it
since the beginning of the boss fight, right? So everyone's high stacks.
The last 3 stacks are just very healables, no problem.
Reset here.
I reset here because I don't want to take more damage, so the healers can just focus on anything else. I didn't really have to reset though. Here's our last set we're killing, set number 5. And you see the raid damage? It's not even bad. Like it's half of our health, right? Like no one even dies from it. So 3 sets is much doable. And look at the health boss. Look at the boss's health. This week we are staying in much later than we did on race week. Because you know, the floor doesn't disappear for a while. So here we go. So I'll say definitely don't, if you have 3 minutes, 2 minutes, don't blow on these conduits, but
the faster you kill these conduits, the less ads there are, and it helps the tank a lot. But that's fine. These ads are they hit very hard, so but at this point my shield wall is already up, and I don't need to soak another protector, so I'm just gonna shield wall when all these ads get to me. But these ads are probably the most annoying thing in the game for this fight, because they just kind of run everywhere, right? You see this? That one just ran off. I didn't have a GCD. Charge to the boss. Everyone should get to the boss quickly, but Red Creator hit something there and got killed. I mean, you know, his fault. He didn't MD me, right? So. But yeah, I mean, gather them up by shield wall. It still get bigger pumped. Look at my health. Thankfully, the healer saved me with a cocoon. But the boss is already sub 50%, so protectors doesn't even come out because of the DPS differences, right? You go through another few sets of ads. I would say it's a good idea to kind of lust at 30% at this point. I believe this raid lusts after the 2nd or 3rd set. But yeah, making sure these die is really important. We're reset on the 2nd stack. People have 20-something stacks and they're not dying because we have CDs up, you know? So, and then we just kill the boss, you know? We kill 1 or 2 more sets. I will say in possible lesser geared raids, lesser DPS raids, and maybe GDPs, it's fine if you get to the last phase. Like if you have to do another pillar phase, it's completely fine. It's no big deal. And then this set, we're just killing boss here. Just focus boss. Don't need to kill ads anymore and I'll die. Good point to call for this is probably around 12-15%. If the boss is 12-15%, just, you know, just kill the boss. Don't worry about the ads because he transitions as well, right? Oh, I got something. Wow.
Look. This is my first piece of loot in a while, so I'm very happy about that.
1.
Well, this is my 3rd time doing well, and I was experimenting with
I think
shield
in the back they were
barrier,
having some issues,
so we were
but it was
using
mainly
shield
idiots
block.
dying to random stuff there.
And this raid I use shield barrier more. It's just satisfying to have 300k shields, but shield block I will say overall is much better. As on my main warrior, I just use shield block all the way, and whenever the boss is attacking me, and it just felt so much better than shield barrier.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, shield barrier gives you a big shield, but your healers are like having to react to giga damage sometimes when shield barrier is down. rather than just taking.
Am I
half
taking
damage
this
all the
thing? I'm
time.
like inside the circle whenever he does this thing. I will just do that. And then I'm soaking this.
And then here's. We have the tank soaking
my shield wall,
the first with the shield wall. I believe DKs can just use AMS. DK tank at least, and it'll be fine. It may
Encourage
AMS
Generate
spam blood,
rage right
but
here, just for the boss.
if
Generate
you're
rage for the
planning
boss.
for your soakers on this fight, I think it's a good idea to just have 2 people,
Get a shield
if
block
you
here,
can,
perfect.
pay
Alright,
attention
shield slam here.
to like each
Not
soak.
full rage for the
right?
boss.
Strength
I
sim.
So like
gotta
in GP, for
chill when he
example, you have a
actives.
hunter and a mage. Pay
I'm
attention
gonna wait
to
till
the
he
strength.
activates
spot.
to shield block.
So like a hunter can do 2 and then the mage can do 1. As long as you're communicating, it's
Boss
completely
soon.
fine. A rogue helps a lot for sure because a rogue can just soak like a whole side
Takes
by
a second to
themselves
activate,
or just a
and
whole
then shield
ad by
block.
themselves every time.
Okay. And then demo shouts.
But yeah, it takes
Now I
for
can use
takes the
shield
boss a little bit
barriers.
to activate, so I make sure to use my CDs. But here, you see me using shield barrier, getting big shields,
big
but
shield
when I get
barrier,
hit,
stand
my
in the middle of the
health
boss.
gets chunked, so it's just
Left.
less comfortable for the hunter, for the
Left.
healers,
Out.
when I get big hit.
Oh shit.
Right.
Anyway, I'm still really learning the dance. I
Left.
feel like the stomp is
Strength
just so OP
In.
on this boss that whenever you get caught by a stomp, it's just
Out.
like so frustrating, you know, that stun.
Right. In.
So sometimes for this stomp, you can
Out.
kind of like go farish away as the tank, so
One
that
more
the
and then
boss
shield
kind of
block.
resets his
Shield
swings
block.
for the melee or yourself to get a little bit of time to
Shield barriers.
react. And I'm learning from my gameplay here, and
Demo shout. Shield barrier again.
I definitely think shield block is
I'm waiting for the dance.
Left.
you can
There's
run
a
out of
dance.
rage doing shield barriers.
Out.
Another thing I started doing this
Left.
week is that
Dance.
I have a
Strength
separate
sim.
wrench
Run through
button
the boss.
that I just change
Yeah.
out for this fight,
Okay,
and
run
I
through
just
here.
macroed the
Right.
extraction button
Here, easy,
onto
another easy one.
my revenge.
In.
I mean, I guess
Three more
in
of these
DK you can
dances.
put on your
This
rune
one.
strike or whatever, as long as you're not,
Two.
you know, annoyed by the sound that we're
Three.
constantly hearing when I press
In.
Shield
revenge.
barrier. Oh shit.
But just make sure your opportunity
spark next to me.
strike always goes off, and you don't have to think about it at all, right? Like, the less you have to think about, the better. And here, I believe this week we're also dragging the bosses farther away. It's either for the courage or for the soaking stuff, but I don't think it was that fun to
Right.
drag it away
Right now.
farther because it's farther for us to stack.
Left.
But honestly, you don't really need to
Leap
stack
here.
bosses as much as we do because like,
Left.
this is a long fight regardless. That extra
Saving up
like
rage up to
In.
this one. That's my
percent
last
or
shield.
two when you stack
Your
them
strike.
is like
Out.
negligible
Left.
compared to the
Holy
amount
shit,
of
do you
work
see the
your
boss just tuck a
tank
pause
has to
here?
do.
In.
This is the last dance here. And then next set.
But here we go. I'm just looking at his energy. At 0 out of 20, he's still 2 out of 20. He casts one more, and then it's my turn to pump, and then
Shield barrier.
do CDs. Look at this. Like, I'm just horrible, honestly. Like, I didn't. If there are no DKs
Strength
DPSing your boss,
Then
Left.
you're gonna have to keep
thunderclap up,
In.
and I'm not used to that. And there's
Right.
points where I'm taking the boss without the
Dancing,
thunderclap debuff
doing
on the boss,
Leap.
and it's. This is why
Out.
reviewing your
Ah,
gameplay is
no.
important because.
Shit.
In.
Oh, here's me
retarded.
getting stunned. Yep.
I'm
Now
retarded.
rocket
I'm
boost
retarded.
up.
Oh my god, I
Out.
got hit.
And then now I'm behind. I
Left.
get hit by this. And I'm super behind.
Right.
So here, you know, a few more strikes, and I'm gonna give the healers a scare.
Courage soon.
This is probably a good
So
time to
last
call
one.
for an external in one
Hands
more
on me,
hit
Leo.
right now. Call for an external. And I could call it a little earlier. Here's Thunderclap not being up again.
Riley
because,
busy mount.
there's no DK on my side.
Strength soon.
Actually, it's only the tank DK that applies
decisive.
I'm not failing this.
I just need to get better at thunderclapping.
Left.
But here's one
In.
stack on me already.
Sometimes
I
it's
am
just,
giga
super
like
difficult.
hyper
I
focused.
could do a better job
Also
resetting.
giga sweaty.
Like when I get
because,
that,
like here's me getting stunned. Boom.
it kind of
Left.
fucks.
And then I'm gonna get hit here. Maybe not.
Right.
That stomp is bullshit
Anyway,
sometimes.
it's just you know,
In.
reviewing your gameplay is important. I have shield wall up here, so I'm
Right.
most likely just gonna
Okay,
put
we
shield
got
on
this is the last hit. I'm
cooldown.
rolling right after this.
Tank attack
A little too
phase.
early, but it's okay.
There's one more. I walled a little early, so
Spending rage on shield barriers now.
you know, you're learning.
Just
Learning.
last.
There's some guilds that done like 15 runs on PTR plus servicers. Talk to them, but that's probably not me to do that.
Starting, good. I have a leap if I need to.
But yeah,
Hopefully I can do
little
this
talk
one,
about
not get
how I
sacked.
dance generally.
Right.
I am just looking top down.
Left.
I'm really not worrying about my rotation or anything like that. I'm just looking at him,
Oh
looking
god,
at his,
oh god.
the blue
In.
thing,
Damn it. How did I get hit by that?
looking at his hands, and
Out. Right.
Dude, that was
yeah,
bullshit.
Like an idiot. Yep.
Left. In.
But it's most of the time is a good idea
Wiley
I
Vigimel?
think, to have a leap
Yeah, you use your
prepared
double.
for the
Strength soon.
stomp. I think that's. Here's me getting cocoon, that helps a lot. That is a big cooldown.
Last hit here. Last hit,
Right.
last hit.
But yeah. Look, here's
Okay,
Thunderclap
do
not
this
up on the
dance.
boss
Alright,
again.
chill out, do
Like,
this dance.
nothing so
Once
bad,
I'm behind,
you know?
it's like
Out.
so shit.
Right.
Now let's stay with the red
Left.
circle here.
Yep, like you
Run
said,
through the
like I say
boss.
here, once you're behind,
Right.
it feels so
Leap if I need
shit.
it,
So
leaping.
always just kind of be inside of the boss.
This one out.
Courage soon.
Good job.
Yeah.
I think
By
as
me.
long as you're within that red circle,
Left.
like you don't get hit. So here's me going too far,
Okay.
right?
In.
As long as I'm fine, just stay
One
in
more
that
after
red
this,
circle.
and now do the double. This.
Strength soon.
Got a double
Strike.
here. Leo, barrier Mally. It's okay, I'm gonna wall, sorry.
But yeah, that's it. I mean, here we call no more DPS on rages and courages. Just pump the boss.
Left.
And here's me super
Whoa.
relieved. Anyway, thank you for watching,
Holy
and
shit,
hope
that
you have
was
a nice
rough.
day.